Hey there internet friends, Johnny Yusuf here, and today I'm gonna share with you guys things that you can do with a house that will raise so much value without spending the money. So whether you're getting into the flipping business or you wanna get into the flipping business or whether you just wanna learn some hacks so that you make more money when it's time to sell, I'm gonna share with you guys a few things where you're gonna spend a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, you're gonna make a lot. So before I start, I wanna remind you, please subscribe. At the end, if you like the video, make sure you like it because any of that will help me a lot so I can continue to do this. So let's start. So I wanna start with the most expensive thing that if you guys add to the house, it will add a lot of value, and it's having a fireplace. So having a fireplace almost every time is gonna add a lot to the value of the home, and whatever you spend on having that installed, if the house doesn't come with one already, you'll usually make your money back and more. And even if you don't make that much more, it will sell a lot quicker. People love having fireplaces. If you don't have a chimney, you can look at an option like this one. This is a real gas fireplace. It's a ventless one, so it wasn't that expensive to put. And between creating this, which you don't have to create something metal, high-end like that, and having a fireplace, this whole thing, we're looking at about $7,000, but I can tell you it added probably $15,000 in value to the property. And again, you can do something a lot more affordable. The fireplace was about $3,000 maybe, and maybe have something around it for maybe $1,000, $2,000, again, $5,000, but then you're adding 10 to 15, maybe even $20,000 in value. So that's number one. Let's go to the next one. So I want to show you guys an example of how you can go very affordably to get fixtures that can add so much value to your home without spending that much money. So let me show you this fixture right here. But I got this mid-century modern fixture on Amazon. I believe it was $95, and I get compliments on it all the time. It adds so much value to the home, and literally $95. So don't go cheap on fans, lighting, fixtures. I'm talking thousands of dollars in the value of the home when you have cool, unique fixtures. So go all the way, don't go cheap on fixtures because you're gonna make your money back and more. One thing I see rehabbers go cheap on towards the end, especially if they're over budget, is they get cheap when it's time to do the finishes, when they pick the vanities for the bathroom, when they pick the accessories, when they pick the tile, they just go cheap. And that's one of the worst things you can do because in reality, as crazy as that sounds, people are buying the home not because of how new the roof is, not because of how new the electric is, even though these are important factors. At the end of the day, people buy a home because they like how it feels when they walk in, how it looks, okay? So it is so important not to go cheap at the final emotional driven items. Don't go cheap on the vanity. Don't go do what rehabbers do or homeowners when it's time to sell a home and they go and find the sale in Lowe's or Home Depot and they get the same vanity that the entire neighborhood has. Instead, I go, for example, to allmodern.com or build.com and I get something that's maybe $200 more per vanity. So if I have 3 bathrooms in a house, that's $600 to $750 more, maybe $800 more. But that makes it unique, and believe me, after spending a little bit more on tile, after spending a little bit more on vanities and accessories, maybe I'm spending $1,000 more. At the end of the day, I get that back $7,000 to $10,000 more in the sales price, and my house sells faster and there's more likely to be competition on my home compared to other neighbors, so don't go cheap on that. Another thing I want to share with you guys is I have those mirrors in all of my bathrooms. Those mirrors are electric mirrors where you can click on them, touch screen. You can actually also click on some of them, and some of them have the option to do an anti-fog. So when you come out of the shower, you can use the mirror and it's not all fogged up. For 250 bucks, look how cool this is. But just by adding them, the first compliment I get when people use my bathrooms are the mirrors and how amazing they are. So they raise the value for the home, but not only that, they make your home stand out. Doing the right landscaping makes a huge difference, so let's go. So as you see here, this was all covered in vines. It was really bad shape. There was construction debris all over. So just fixing that, adding some mulch, not doing much, but it added so much value, and the appearance of my home turned out a lot better by doing that. Now I want to tell you, spending a couple of $1,000s for nice sod and watering it and some plants, that's the first thing people actually care for. I know that sounds crazy. When people are buying a home to live in, it's a lot of an emotional decision. So when people like the vanity, when people like the fixtures, when people like just the feel that the house brings, they will pay a lot more. So it really sucks when I see people spending a lot of money to renovate a home really well, but then they go cheap with the final touches. Even if you're above budget, that's where you actually want to invest. Finally, I want to share with you guys, it is so important to pick the right paint colors. My favorite color that I use in almost all my houses are pure white by Sherwin-Williams, but I also use different options that I also like. If you have a rental, for my rentals, I don't do white because that gets dirty pretty quick. I use a color called Rhinestone by Sherwin-Williams. By the way, they're not paying me for this, but I use Rhinestone. Rhinestone is a really, really light gray color. So it's very bright, but it has that gray tone, which kind of hides dirt as tenants are moving in and out. I hope this helps you guys. It's super important. Oh, one more thing, get canned lighting, which some people call it recessed lights. Get recessed lights that brighten your house so much that makes it feel modern, and that's a huge deal breaker for a lot of people. So these are all examples where you can literally put $10,000 into fireplace, vanity, fixtures, right paint colors, canned lights, and good landscaping. And by doing that, you are actually taking that $10,000 you're gonna spend and turning it into $30,000, which makes it $20,000 of profit. That's just generalization, but in a lot of scenarios, it can be a lot more. It all depends on the neighborhood and all that, but don't go cheap on those options. Thank you guys. Again, if you like this video, please click the like button. Please subscribe because that helps me a lot, and on to the next video.